Yo, what's going on, and welcome back to some more Elden Ring. In the last one, we actually went back after we defeated Juno Hoslow all the way up in here by the shack. And then we went back and fought Rykard and did a whole bunch of stuff. We pretty much finished up Volcano Manor. The only thing that there is left to do appears to be to just attack Tanith in here, and then you get a special fight against her bodyguard after you attack Tanith. So I wrote down her name. We'll do that at some point, but right now I want to get to some more in this area. We already met Millicent, and then she left. She said she was going north to a fort, and I think we can see the fort on the map, unless it's something that's not on our map currently. But we'll be headed there probably soon. We might get there in this episode. We just got to explore some other stuff around here first. And then we'll make our way back that way. Oh, is it nighttime? Yeah. I will politely decline your nighttime. We also got Rykard's rune and stuff. I'm not sure what rune we want to use. Is it Radahn's rune that we want to use? Like, we got so much stamina. Maybe it's just Morgoth's rune that we want to use? I'm kind of curious, so hold on. We got plenty of rune arcs, so I kind of want to try some stuff. If I take off the Erdtree's favor, I lose 50 HP. I want to know if the Erdtree's favor stacks with Morgoth's rune. Because I think we have plenty of FP and plenty of stamina. Let's go Great Runes over here. Oh, we already have Morgoth's equipped. I thought we had Radahn's equipped for some reason. I mean, they look very similar, right? That's not completely my fault. We got Morgoth's rune. We currently have... Oh, that's not how you check. Currently have 1500 HP. Now, if we use a rune arc... You know, our HP bar does not look as beefy as I would have wanted, but that's okay. Now we have 1875. It's supposed to give 25%, I think. So does the Erdtree's favor stack with it? It does. So it takes into account the Erdtree's favor bonus, which means that other health bonuses, like this one, ooh, could get like 132 HP out of that. Very interesting. We never did find the first one of this medallion, right? But where did we find the second one? It could be that the second one we technically found in an area that's even later than the area we've been to yet. Because Ranni's questline is still further than, like, higher level than anything else we've done on the main story. The main story, like, just got to +7 somber smithing stones, I think, maybe a +8. Whereas Ranni's was giving +9s. But anyways, so last time we said that we were going to explore over here first. I don't know if we can get up here or not. We did say that we need to figure out how to get up here, which appears we need to get on this landmass somehow to do that. And I can't see any other way except over here. So we might have to go all the way around here up this way, and then, I mean, we can do this fort where Millicent's going to be, but I think we might have to go this way and then down to get onto this road. We might not be able to get up there from here, but that's what we're going to check right now. We have a lot of health now. Maybe not the greatest play. Maybe Rykard's rune would be better for the healing on kill. But honestly, I feel like none of the great runes are that good. Like, Godric's was obviously very good early game. But it's kind of fallen off, right? Because we've hit a lot of the soft caps. So like Godric's Rune hardly gives us any HP now because we hit the soft cap for HP. And we're kind of at like a minor soft cap for endurance, so we're not really getting that much stamina. We definitely would get more stamina out of Radahn's Rune at this point. FP wise, we're gonna get more, I think, out of Radahn's Rune. And I mean, other than that, like your damage numbers, getting like 5 int is not that much, right? But it could help you get requirements for stuff, which is where it would be useful. But we're just gonna keep leveling our int till we get to 60. That's our goal at the moment. Then we'll get 10 endurance levels, try and get us to 45 endurance. And then, I don't know, pretty much that at that point. I feel like our build is done. We might put the rest into Dex just to improve our casting speed. Even though we don't really cast, but I mean, it'll give us a little bit of weapon damage. And help us for when we do cast spells. Just kind of killing everybody at the moment. Wow. Alrighty then. This area is struggling. You survive? Is that a cave? No. Ooh, so you can get up here. First we would like to go this way, I think. Which means killing this giant. Oh, I got stuck on the block. Guess we should probably heal. We don't even heal half of our health anymore. Alright, bye. Knocked him? Excuse me. You're still alive, huh? Kinda thought that would be the battle, honestly. There's a gold seed right there. Usually the critical on these guys does like most of their health bar. And he was already at half. I didn't actually see what the damage did, and you can't really blame me for that one because of how that animation works. Where it literally like put me in the floor to do the animation because his arm was in the way. Let's drop down here. Where does that put us? Up by this Erd tree. Alright, another gold seed. How many gold seeds does that give us? 5. So even though I don't think we can use it, we will try to use it. So might as well, right? If we got no use for them anyways, might as well try to use them. Alright, so this seems to be a dead end. Which had a gold seed in it. Which is fine for most people, bad for me. Because I've already done all the stuff to get all the gold seeds. That rock looks weird. Interesting. Oh, this guy's gonna wake up 100%. Oh, you actually hit me with that? Oh, I knocked him. That was the goal. Just trying to knock him down while he was spitting the fire before it went behind him. Okay, so it is, I mean, it's doing a large chunk. There we go. It's just only doing like a third of his health. Like a cave over there or something. Look at this wall because I haven't explored this wall yet. What the heck? Go up this? No. No, you can. Okay, this is where we killed the demi-humans. Sorry, this wall is bothering me. It feels suspicious. It was not suspicious. But yeah, we can get to this bird's eye. Might be useful, but first let's go down in here. Oh. You're kidding me. So we're gonna need one of the giants to smash that. I thought that was like a cave or something. I thought it was like a light shining out of a cave. I didn't think it was one of these statues. We should probably make sure we get it broken. But let's go around this way. We could do that in a second, right? It's not vital to the mission. It'll probably not even give us anything that we don't already have. Ah, Grace. That'll actually make it significantly easier. So, we'll go wake this guy up. Just slap him just so he knows who he's going for. Alright, please break this, sir. I can probably block one of his attacks, right? Maybe? What? No, 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 no. Oh. Did he hit it? He just barely missed. Hey. Nerd. Get over here. That is not close enough. Are you for real? Get over here. There we go. Ow. That hurts a lot, by the way. Okay. Now I'm trapped in a corner, though. There's 3 smithing stone 7s. I mean, that's fine. Not really worth it, but I'm just waiting for one of those to be something like unique instead of just being smithing stones. Okay, so what's going on here? There's a jellyfish out there. Don't need that anymore. So, can we climb up to the manor from here? Or to the fort? Yeah, it seems like we can. This will let us get up there, and then we could get to the fort through this path. I thought it would be more linear than this, but it's just essentially this entire area is now optional, right? Because we could just pass it. Okay. The ruins all the way back there. What the heck is that weird ball? Is that one of those, like, balloons that drops the marionettes? We got a rise right up here. What the heck is that? Seems like we probably gotta climb that chain to the whatever that bowl is. That must be the where the ember is that we gotta throw a maiden into or something. And then up here. Are those skeletons? Can't really tell what type of enemy that is. That's nothing. The fort's over there, we can't really see it from here. Skeleton right there. Yeah, those must be skeletons because the archers are very distinguishable. Got that bridge. There was something on that bridge. Oh, there's two bridges. Never mind. And we got that minor Erd tree. And another fort up there. Okay. So how should we tackle this area? I think first thing... I don't even know how to get over here. So far I have not seen a single path that seems to lead that way. So I think we should try and get this map. That'll illuminate to us a little bit better how to tackle this area, I think. I wanted to get that other map too, but I don't know how to get there. So, since we're just doing a quick run to get this map, I think I'll just check this wall. Walls are pretty easy to check while running quickly. Some jellyfish, though. I can summon here as well. What am I summoning for? There's a few red jellyfish. Oh, there's a imp right over there. Get up here first, see if there's anything here. I'm not quite sure what I would be summoning my spirit for at the moment. It's probably further in the lake, I think. Is this a dungeon? Wait, it appeared on the map. Spirit Caller Cave. Oh, jeez. Can't see anything now. The only Spirit Caller things we've seen have been Spirit Caller snails, right? So that took two. We probably should get all those areas that we already know, but I guess we'll just quickly grab this map and then go backtrack to them. But, should I do this dungeon right now? I don't know if it'll... That's gonna be a pit. I don't know if it'll be long or not, but I guess all of the dungeons now are kind of long. Do I fall for it? Or do I go past it? Whatever. Spirit collar snails. Go for the snail. Wow, I can't believe that ended so poorly for me. There we go. Okay, so the snails are still the spirit collars. They appear to reside in these water things. What the heck was that? That was called like something special, but I couldn't read it fast enough out of the corner of my eye. It was like the blasphemous something? I don't know. I couldn't read it quickly enough. Sure, if you pause the video, you might be able to see it. Okay, so does this maybe go back up? Items. Something died. Rune arc. Hero's rune. Man, they're really laying it on with runes right now, huh? If I wanted those levels that I need, I really could just pop stuff, but I feel like I'm still a little over leveled. Which I mean happens when you're exploring everything. The game is kind of balanced for an in-between of like kind of exploring lots of stuff, but at the same time not exploring everything. It doesn't want you to explore nothing, but it's really hard to balance the game around you exploring everything, because they can't force every single player to do literally everything. I feel like maybe this is the main path, but maybe it's taking us back. Who knows? We are still going up. That's a good sign, I guess. Is this where the pit was? Yeah, okay. We collected that already, so back down the pit. Probably the fastest way to get to where we were. Although I'm surprised we landed on that rock. I guess that rock takes up most of the space. But I feel like you could just fall all the way to the bottom. I don't know if you'd take fall damage. Sometimes scripted falls like that, they kind of break your fall. Okay, we gotta find the snail. I don't hear snail noises. So I hope he's not hiding behind like a wall or something. I think we gotta wait for these guys to walk by. It'd be too difficult otherwise. Is that the snail back there? Might be. Yeah. Ooh, white reed. So that's like the samurai stuff, but... Okay, so that only killed half of the wolves. Check out this white reed stuff. Oh. I don't know how he saw me. I'm literally crouched in a bush. Okay, this is it right here. Armor of white reeds fashioned from banded iron plates worn by the Inaba head disciples of the great swordsman Okina. Oh, that guy. The Inaba traveled in pursuit of not only the master who abandoned them, but also proper deaths, won honorably through hard-fought combat. To be a white reed is to seek death, fitting for the Inaba, who desire nothing more than to die by the sword. Okay, same thing. I don't know where we're gonna find this one, actually. I think we've gone too far. I don't see it anywhere. Didn't we get Reeves too? Oh. Must have just went literally right past it. So. There's the other snail. Saw you. You are very well guarded. Can I make this run? I should go to the other side. I'd rather not fight 40 bajillion wolves. Oh, Inama of Okina. That guy was called Inaba of Okina. I don't know what the other guy was called still. Oh, is that everything in this room then? Hey, you kind of just gotta rush the snails. That time we accidentally got spotted, but that's how it goes. Why are there just trees down here, by the way? Could trees grow like this? That doesn't make sense, right? You can't grow a tree under here. I don't think. Okay, well, I would like to not have to do this boss run at all anymore. Godskin Apostle. Is he gonna turn into a snake at some point as well? Yes. Oh, that did a lot more damage than I was hoping for. I believe in you, Tish. Finish him. Nice. Oh, of course. It's a snail. Oh, where is the snail? Here? Or do we have to kill everything? Really? Is he dead? Okay, how do we do this? Oh, now he's here? Okay. You literally gotta kill both of them before you can even fight him. Godskin Swaddling Cloth is talisman. Black Flame Ritual spell. Okay, Sacred Cloth of Godskin Apostles made from supple skins sewn together. Successive attacks restore HP. The gloom-eyed queen cradles newborn apostles swaddled in this cloth. Soon they will grow to become the death of the gods. Creepy. So successive attacks give back HP. Wonder how good that is. Wonder if it's better than something like that. And what was the other thing? A spell. Probably an incantation, right? Black Flame Ritual. Superior Black Flame incantation of the Godskin Apostles. Summons a circle of black flame pillars around the caster. Charging increases the size of the circle. The gloom-eyed queen led the apostles. It is said that she was an Empyrean chosen by the Fingers. I'm glad that Tish lived so long while I was running around looking for the stupid snail. She managed to stay alive, do a little bit of damage to that guy. I think those guys might be weak to holy damage or something, because it seemed like I was doing pretty good damage. And of course that one sword I have as holy, but I mean I have 4 different damage types that I'm doing, so it could have been weak to anything for all I know. And we have another level up. Well, that was interesting. I'm glad we finished it without too much fuss. I was thinking if I couldn't find the snail, I might just be in an endless loop until I ran out of resources and died. I would have safely fought one more boss after that guy and still expected the snail to appear, but it didn't come to that. Alright, give me another int level. I was trying to see my damage, and then I realized that the damage was literally right behind the yes menu. Can it take me back until morning? Alright. It is stormy out here. We want to go that way. I guess I'll just follow exclusively this wall because I can't see anything. Borealis, the freezing fog? Look, I don't even know what I'm fighting. It's a dragon. Tisha's already done a number on this guy. Probably weak to fire. Oh, okay, well. Can we talk about this? Like, what? I mean, I guess. I should have just run away, but I didn't realize he was even doing a breath attack. It took him to half in a few seconds, though. Oh, there goes my stupid great rune. Gosh dang it. I literally just got one shot, though. Okay, if we can get like more into the open, I think you can actually see. Oh, okay, I'm dead. Holy, that kills so fast. What the heck? Hold up, that's ridiculous. I thought I would just like run past it, but it wouldn't stop. I just kept running perpendicular to it, and it somehow was just an infinite cloud. What in the world? Okay, hold up. What controls frostbite here? Poison and rot. So we need robustness. Okay, what gives me robustness? Focus? Robustness? I don't have an exclusively robustness one? Doesn't seem like it. Guess let's put that on then. Man, that is rough. If you get knocked off of Torrent, you almost can't fight this guy on Torrent. If you get knocked off, then you're locked into an insta-death. I just want to be out of the freaking snowstorm. Okay, out of the snowstorm, maybe we can actually legitimately fight. Tisha's doing good work anyways. Hey, make sure you actually hit that blade if you're gonna use that. I'm dead. Okay, so you can't dodge that on horseback. It's not possible. Like, he arcs too much around himself. It's just too big of an arc. I've tried, like, literally sprinting perpendicular to it. It's not possible. Is there a place where we can get rid of the snowstorm? So I can actually see before the fight starts? Or no? Is the dragon what's making the snowstorm? Seems like an option. I think we just run straight away from him. So, like, can I escape if I just run this way? Yes, I can. Hit him. Oh, it's like making snow fog all around him. Ow, that seems kind of undodgeable. He releases frostbite from where he steps. Come on, Tisha, I believe in you. I gotta run, though. This guy is very weird. Oh, did we finally get behind you? Teach, don't die. Kinda need you. Does that twice. Oh, Tisha's gonna die. Got him. Oh my goodness. 100,000 rolls. Dragonheart. A new draconic power is available at the Communion Cathedral of Dragon Communion. Okay, so that was probably the thing making all the fog. What was his name? Borealis something? That was crazy. We'll explore this area better a little bit later, I think. Right now... So he was kind of hiding over here. Oh, there was a giant lobster over here. Should probably kill this giant lobster in the future. I got other missions at the moment. Gotta go up this ramp. Yeah, we'll get a better view of this area in a little. There's a church over there. Should probably go to this church. Because it could give me another sacred tier. And I need those. First church. Go level up, then we can talk to Melina.
Spoken echoes of Queen Marika linger here as well. Shall I share them with you? In Marika's own words, hark, brave warriors. Hark, my Lord Godfrey. We commend your deeds. Guidance hath delivered ye through each ordeal to the place ye stand. Put the giants to the sword and confine the flame atop the mount. Let a new epoch begin, an epoch glistening with life. Brandish the Elden Ring for the age of the Erd Tree. We're almost there. The flame of ruin lies just ahead. I'm glad it was you I traveled with. I must tender my thanks to Torrent, too. Thank you, Torrent. Please continue to lend your aid. Till the end.
All she has to say. Sacred tier. So weird, the jellyfish like goes from red to blue right when it resets. What do I want? Flasks. Okay, so even getting 5 didn't help. Now I have plus 11 flasks. I really just want this map. They're really making me work for the map. Where is it? Gotta go left. The other side of that bridge. Well, I guess you get to live. You have to make this jump? Maybe not. The heck is that thing? Uh-oh, it's like snow dogs. I don't think... I'm not gonna do this. Hold up. It turns out it's a lot more work to get to that map than I thought it would be. So we're gonna back off for now. We'll be back here. We got the other areas to do first, though. Hey there. Wow. Just a somber 8 right there. Do you shoot? Do you have sniper technology? Yes! Yes, you do. So weird. The jellyfish at their max range are always red first. Okay, we'll explore this area later. What direction do we want to take this on from? Because it is perfectly reasonable to do it from here. I think that'll be easier. Go from here, go across this bridge. Or we could go from here, go to the minor Erd tree first. That seems good. Let's do that. Yeah, I didn't realize how hard it would be to get over to that map. I think you have to go in that castle to get the bridge. I couldn't exactly see because there was lots of enemies, but... Is there a building over there? What is that? Is that a rock or a building? Just a rock. I was like, ooh, if it's another church, I could just get another sacred tear real quick. Oh, wow. That was a strong lad. Should I use another rune arc? I probably should. It was unlucky that we ran into such a powerful foe that got rid of that other rune arc. Very unexpectedly. That dragon was kind of the king of one-shots, right? If you're on torrent, you get staggered off, you just die while you're on the floor. Because you got no iframes. Is that a skull snail? It is. You don't die in one hit? These guys are tough. I consider putting another upgrade into our offhand sword. We just found that extra 8, right? Umber Smithing Stone 8. Which means I think we have 4 of them. That's that fort down there. Seems like we gotta go all the way over there to get down there, though. I wonder if it'd be easier to just hit him with the holy sword instead. Seems like it'd be a really big pain though. It probably takes a lot of hits. So maybe it's just easier to knock them down and then hit them while they're down. This tree is very high up. Get off, please. Oh, that guy died to the holy sword. Okay, so that must be the first bridge. Wow, that did not go how I wanted. Wow, really? How many attacks do you have? Oh, you did not get hit. I thought they all got hit. Guess not. These archers are also being a pain. Okay, so there used to be a bridge here, huh? But no longer. Which is weird, because it doesn't... Does that building look like... There's a floating skull. It's an invisible pathway. Oh, I'm already on an invisible pathway. I didn't even realize once the bridge starts to bow over. Oh, that must be the... Yeah, that's the gold seed. Ooh, this is where it's gonna get a little sketchy. So I think we have to get there. Where to go from here? This way? We shoot this guy? No? This is probably the solution to this tower as well, which is why I'm doing it right now. Where to from here? Not that way. There. Like a wall? What is this? Oh! It didn't make any sense how my arrows were going. That's not fair. My arrows stopped aiding. Oh, there goes another great rune. Because we're walking on an invisible bridge. That's annoying. It's a really obnoxious way to die there. Whoops. But what from here? Part where it stops making sense. Seems like we're supposed to stand here and do something. But we may need to get to the other side. Because we don't actually know what the puzzle is. But let's try, you know, wearing one of the crowns and doing the erudition pose. Am I not quite in the right spot, maybe? Doesn't seem to be the solution. So... what else? Why is this happening? Why are the arrows all getting stuck right here? Don't get it. Hold up. We're gonna try and cast this one thing. Didn't even reveal the bridge, by the way. This is a scam. Problem I see is I feel like there's a puzzle hint that we probably just don't have yet. Because of the order that we haven't gone up to the front of the building yet. Wait, you think the red means that it's close to the edge? Green means it's safe? Maybe not. Maybe that was just random colors. I got nothing. I don't know how to progress right here. We need to get to the other side of this building, I think. So we could actually get the puzzle. I guess we just run back. We'll do that at a later date. So why don't we mark that this is a path? So I remember when we actually get there. Who knows how long it'll be. It'll probably just be like 1 or 2 episodes, because we got quite a few things to do over here though. That's crazy, they actually put the invisible road in this game. I was beginning to think they wouldn't do it. Whoa. I don't think we're really missing anything. Oh, it's Grace right here. Nice. That'll be good for getting back to that invisible pathway. Oh, I probably should have inspected this a little bit better. No talk to Melina. What's this called? Ruins Overlook. It's pointing this way. I wonder if it's pointing to the fort or it's pointing to something else. Because these are pointing you like along the path, right? This one to here, to this way. This one's pointing the other direction. We have not gotten as much done this episode that I wanted. We got very distracted. Okay, there's the Wandering Mausoleum that we saw earlier. The fort is big. Looks a lot like the Shaded Castle, though. I wonder if it's the same layout? No, I don't think so. It's slightly different. So the end seems like maybe there? There's like a guy right above my hat. Maybe that's the boss or something? So should I go ahead and go to this minor Erdtree first? Hello. Man, some spells in this game track way too hard. How did that spell possibly hit me? Lag. Oh, jeez. He like shot it past me. I literally walked right past, like we were going almost parallel to each other. And it still managed to turn around and hit me. It's crazy. There's a summoning pool on the other side of this. You think that we could jump from this to that? No, that seems highly unlikely. More lag. But here's that drop down that I saw. It's tempting, but there's no way you can make that. That's insane. Oh, accidentally hit the thumbstick after scratching my nose and almost killed myself. So yeah, those are balloons with marionettes on them. We need to get to the front of that rise at some point and read the puzzle, but it seems like we need to get all the way over to that fort that we saw and take a right instead of going to the fort. Get there? Oh, hello. That hurts a lot. Ooh, this guy doesn't get the health debuff, max health debuff. What is that? Oh, he's just powering. There's two of them? Uh-oh. There was no escape. Literally, it was a true combo. I was rolling. I was literally in the middle of rolling. Are you serious? I rolled the first. Well, I didn't roll the first hit. To be fair, I did get hit, but then I was just spamming roll after that. I rolled some of them, immediately got hit by one, and then the second guy jumped, and he caught me. Like, I couldn't do anything about it. I wasn't expecting the freaking... First of all, I wasn't expecting him to just spawn in. I kind of thought that we would be safe to explore down there first. Second, I wasn't expecting him to spawn a second one. That was kind of BS, I do say so. That's some damage, though. Granted, I took a slap for it, so it's not really worth it. But... oh, I hit both of them. That's what I thought might happen. They both share a health bar. So I was like, when he's about to do the summon thing, I'll spam the fire, hit them both. It hit him for 5,000 damage, because it hit both for 2,500. Ooh, Cerulean Crystal Tier and Crimson Bubble Tier. That was some good stuff right there. That's some elite strategy crafting. Okay, so now you can get a full one of these. We already had a full one of those. Boosts max HP. I didn't even realize we had that, actually. What is this bubble tier? Restores HP when near death. Why would I want this when I could just have restores HP always? Crystal tier forms slowly over the ages where the archer's bounty falls to the ground, can be mixed in a wondrous flask. The resulting concoction automatically heals one's HP in the moment before death. However, this effect only occurs once and will expire after a certain duration. Oh. So it's like, it's literally like if you would die, it will heal you. I wonder if it just prevents death, or if it's a certain amount of damage that it will essentially prevent. That one seems really good though. It's kind of like Tears of Denial from Dark Souls 3, where when you would die, you just survive with 1 HP instead. I mean, people use that all the time. So maybe, I don't know which of my crystals I would take out though. I like my general use flask so much. Maybe I would, because I love the healing over time. I don't know if I can live without that. In fights, it's so valuable to not have to heal as much. I mean, stamina regen obviously also really valuable. So, I don't know which one I would get rid of for that, but that does seem very good. And it probably lasts just as long. Like, it's on a limited time, whereas Tears of Denial, I think, was an infinite amount of time. But it probably lasts as long as... What the... Well, that was embarrassing for you. Yeah, probably lasts as long as the other mixes, like the healing over time and stuff. If it doesn't last that long, then I think it would be really bad, because you don't want it lasting like 10 seconds and then you're trying to drink it and intentionally die at the time. So that would not make it very useful, right? So it has to last like a good amount of time. But that one also seems like it's probably going to be OP for PvP, right? Everyone's going to run that. Because everyone was running Tears of Denial, so why would they not run something that every class can do without any investment whatsoever? Which is an interesting aspect of the flask. All it requires you to do is go get it. It does not require you to meet any stats or do anything special. I was trying to find a way that I could sneak up on these guys a little bit easier. Guess this is my sneaky path. Oh, they're on to me now. What? I thought you fell. You freaking cheater. You're actually gonna kill me because you fell off the cliff, but you didn't actually fall off the cliff? You were just hanging onto the edge? He almost killed me. I was panicking. Oh, I probably don't need... I would be helped by the fact if I actually had some more resistances, probably. Since I was running that for frostbite resist earlier and I forgot. So there's the other bridge. Make sure we get everything cleared over here. We can. We almost have enough runes for another level up. Which is great news. Surprised these guys didn't come with the other dudes. Okay, that's where we've been down there before. Alright, so we finished up. I think we finished up this little island here. So now this bridge should be where Corn and Gold Mask are. After this, of course. Old Rune 10. Okay, this is pointless. Yep, there they are. At least I think. Although Corrin's got some problems, maybe? Let's go find out. I feel like we have at least one more quest to do with them. Somber 9 just laying right here? That gives us 3 Somber 9s. I could maybe take my offhand sword right now. I always want to leave 2 up, right? In case I just like found a weapon, or like if I want to do PvP builds later on. I need 2 to make sure I can get 2 of them to level 9.
Ah, nice to see you. I can't believe you've come all this way.
But how did you guys come all this way? You don't have the amulet of rolled.
I've been gripped by a terrifying thought. The rhythms and calculus of the Master's finger betray a suspicion of the holism of the Golden Order. A conceit, I am afraid, that cannot be overlooked. Oh, but how could this be? I dread to even entertain the possibility, but somehow I cannot cast aside my doubts about the Master. Tell me, have I simply lost my head? Only, if the Master were true to the Golden Order, why would he think to breach this forbidden mount of fire?
Okay, so I bought everything from you, right? Yeah.
Oh, Master, put my mind at ease. Dispel these fearsome thoughts. I want to place my trust in you, to be your scribe.
I don't know. Like last time when we got to Lindell, I felt like it was very obvious what I needed to show him about Radagon. Now I do not know what I need to do.
Do you need something else?
Yeah, I do not know how I can help them at the moment, but we know they're there. So we can come back here if we find something that might help them. He said, why would the Master come to this Mount of Fire? But the problem is I feel like I know the answer, right? Because Gold Mask understands that the Erd Tree needs to be burned. Same as I do, probably. It's the best guess that I have. So like, why can't I tell him that? I already know that. Because the Wall of Thorns is impenetrable. But I guess maybe that belief is, it doesn't necessarily need to happen, right? There's nothing saying that the Erd Tree needs to be burned down. It's just, if I want to become Elden Lord, I gotta burn the Erd Tree. Or at least the walls of the Erd Tree to get past the Wall of Thorns. Otherwise, it's just not possible to become Elden Lord. For someone who believes in the Golden Order, maybe they don't think that there needs to be another Golden or Elden Lord. Seems reasonable. So we've been down there, right? Yes, yes we have. So we got some ruins coming up. Looked like we were going to be able to summon. Very briefly I could summon my spirit, so it must have been for these ruins. Who would I summon against the bats? I feel like Tish is just always the answer. Maybe Kristoff is better against bats? I haven't tried Kristoff against bats before. Stargazer's ruins. Alright, Kristoff, go get him. Uh-oh, he's gonna struggle. He's using illogical moves just like Tish. Oh, I did that right. Wow, if I hit him with both swords, it's actually a one hit though. Oh, okay, we'll stay in the ruins until we've cleared it then. Fair, fair, fair. So, rules of ruins, they always have a down. Seems like the down's right there though. I feel like we can see it on the map. Jellyfish. I don't think we've seen jellyfish in ruins before. Is this Aurelia's sister?
You promised me when we turn 14, we go to see the stars.
Aurelia being, the jellyfish.
Never so long. Forever and ever it seems.
It's gotta be this jellyfish talking. Can I go down here? Held shut by a seal. It's definitely this jellyfish talking. Do I need to summon Aurelia?
You promised me when we turn 14, we go to see the stars.
Oh, hold up. I mean, part of me is like, just kill the jellyfish.
Wait to never so long. Forever and ever it seems.
But I feel like it would be foolish to do that before I tried to summon a different Ash that might be related to the situation. First, let's clear out all the dudes. You're tanky. You are not. There's some variations here. Yeah, his lightning move is really good against them. Because it's either a seal from the jellyfish, or... I mean, I feel like that's the only explanation. It's a seal from the jellyfish, but how we release it could differ. And I don't know that that jellyfish would respawn if we just murdered it. We might be able to get like a cool thing to happen if we summoned Aurelia. Did I get these ruins over here in this corner? It seemed like the only path was that downwards path where the bats were at. I think I got this. Maybe not? I would have picked up these butterflies, I feel like. He is despawning. I'm surprised I can't interact with it at all, though. You'd think that maybe I could get the name of her sister or something from her? Wait a second. I remember there was a puzzle with this torch somewhere in this area. When I looked up the torch, it said that somewhere in Giant's Mountaintop is where this torch would be helpful. But this doesn't really seem like the area to have a whole bunch of assassins. This doesn't seem like the puzzle, but maybe I'm wrong. Rock around real quick with the torch out. I have the seal breaker or like whatever thing, but I can't use it here, huh? So we need to figure out how to go down this way. See what's over here, and then ooh, there's a lot. These tough ones. Is there another secret down here, or why? Ooh, nope. I thought that was maybe we're looking for her sister, was what I thought for a second there. Two graves right next to each other. Here lie Aurelia and Aurelette, who never saw the stars. I told you it was Aurelia. I feel like just murdering the jellyfish is a mistake, because now they've actually given us a hint, right? And the hint is exactly what I thought. So we need to summon Aurelia. The question is, if I get rid of you, can I summon anyone else? Well, let's go over to where she is. Or Alette, or whatever her name is. And maybe it'll make an exception for summoning Aurelia here. This is not it. Okay. Right here. Hey. So I need to get here without using my summon. I wonder how many of the bats I can avoid. didn't know. I thought it would make an exception for like a quest-related summon. Apparently not. So the fastest way... I guess we should run all the way to the end of this. This is actually the fastest way. That way we can explore that. Beast Eye Quivers. Must be a mariner? Or something of the sort? In this area? The last mariner we found had that giant skeleton thing. It was very scary. Pop out anywhere and just like... Yeah, that thing. Ow. It actually was hitting me there? Wow. This thing's hitboxes are broken. Is chaos? Where's the boss, though? I'm not seeing what I'm actually fighting. Okay, this thing has way too much health. Am I supposed to actually kill this? Okay, this one seems like the easiest to deal with because he doesn't have any laser beams. Oh, he did another attack, huh? That's bad. Okay, he's almost dead. Is that right or not right? Appears to not be right. So the other question would be, was it all the same one? Or were they all different ones? So where is this at? That's down there. Get you to the fort. Am I supposed to kill all of them, or what's the point here? Shoot. Its hitboxes are pretty garbage. What? And if you can get to them, they're not that bad. And they do something like that, you didn't even get to punish. That's obnoxious. I feel like I have to take them all out. Oh, two at the same time. Missed one attack. Dang it. If I hadn't missed that one attack, we'd be done with this guy. Wow. Okay, jeez. I don't even know if this is what we're supposed to be doing. One more back there. Okay, one left, I think. Dang it. Oh, there's two of them right here? Or was that the same one? Wow. Okay, so that wasn't the solution, unless there's more. Not really sure what we're doing at the moment, by the way. Like, I thought this was supposed to be a boss fight, but... nuts. Ah. still not done. I don't know if we're supposed to be killing all these big dudes or not. It doesn't seem right. It seems like they're just a summon. But of what? Wait, I could summon down there where I just was a second ago, but I can't summon up here. Maybe this is the area where we need the torch? Oh, here's a mariner, though. Oh! Jeez. I don't have a lot of health. Luckily you don't do a lot of damage, I think. I still don't know how to stab these guys when you stagger them. Maybe there isn't a stagger? Helfin, Steeple, and Death Room. Okay, so I think we got the guy. So he was just hiding over here, I guess? It's kind of like a really scary place until you... For a second I thought the torch worked, but I think he was just over here the whole time. Okay, greatsword pattern after the black steeple of the Helfin. The lampwood which guides the dead of the spirit world. The lamp light is similar to grace in appearance, only it is said that it can only be seen by those who met their death in battle. Unique skill, ruinous ghost flame. Swing the sword to bathe its blade in ghost flame. Ghost flame adds magic damage to attacks and also has a bitterly cold bite. So it's an int greatsword. Ooh, that actually could be good. We could combine that with our Dark Moon, and then we could have two special int greatswords. I mean, we had this, but this wasn't very high scaling off of int. Whereas this is actually pretty... has a lot of magic damage to begin with. Huh. I kind of am curious to see what that skill would be, too. Maybe we'll give that a try. I suppose I could give it a try right now. Oh, wait. I don't have the strength for it. Oh, that's sweet. It's just straight up buff, nothing special. No nonsense, just a buff. So that means I could have like two swords each with their own buff. Okay, so let's go do what we were actually doing though. Also, did he not really drop any runes at all? It seems like he didn't actually drop runes. Did I miss any items while I was running? Okay, we got some flasks. That's good. Yeah, I mean, killing all those skeletons was pretty sure unnecessary. I don't think there would have been one that would have helped him. Once you got to him. But I had no way to know, right? I was just afraid. We got a death route, so I want to take that to Garunk as soon as possible so I don't forget about it. And so, right here seems to be a way down. So we could use that later now that this path is clear. Or it should be clear. I hope those giant skeleton things don't respawn. I'm not seeing any items that I may have missed. I think I ended up picking up everything on my second pass. Okay, and we came from, or we've been there, but we never went this way. The question is, can I sneak past the bats? Does that one bat have yellow eyes? Oh, he has extra runes, maybe?
Where did you go? You promised me when we turn 40.
Okay, we should.
We go to see the stars. Dear sister, you're finally here. No time to waste. Let's see the stars.
A seal was broken somewhere. We got the fancy spin. I saw someone use that before and I was like, oh, I want that emote. Oh, I didn't want that. I wanted to switch it for the fancy spin. Let's curtsy. Where did fancy spin go? Don't actually know which one is fancy spin. This one right here. Now we got the fancy spin. Okay, so. And do I still have Aurelia? Would be my question. Yes. Okay, so I mean the puzzle wasn't that complicated. But I'm glad that it gave you a hint somewhere. That was what I was gonna try anyways. I just find it slightly annoying that I had already summoned a spirit, so I couldn't do it right away. I just didn't know, right? I thought there would be like a difficult enemy, so I summoned the spirit preemptively. Primal Glintstone Blade. That's just gonna like improve Glintstone Blade sorceries? Spells consume less FP, but maximum HP is reduced. That is not at all what I thought it was gonna do. An old Glintstone Blade that has been stained with blood reduces FP consumption of sorceries and incantations at the cost of max HP. The old sorcerers would slice open their hearts with these blades to imbue a primal glintstone with their soul, and thus did they die. Interesting. I mean, I was thinking that maybe the staff I would use would be Azur's glintstone staff, but it obviously increases the cost of spells, but it reduces the casting time. So I was like, oh, maybe since I don't cast spells that often, I should just use this. Maybe combined, I didn't like the idea that they cost more, but maybe combined with that new talisman we just got, I might actually do it. That would require significantly less int than the regal staff, or it would save us 8 int. Okay, that was cool. I'm glad that we solved that. Get rid of this quest marker. So what's on the plate still? This path down to the fort. Obviously that. Death Root. Don't want to forget the Death Root. And then we got that new sword that I would probably rather use. But it doesn't have Frostbite on its base, right? It has to be buffed to actually Frostbite.
I won't forget. Again. Mine appetite. My sin.
Oh, Cathedral of Dragon Communion.
I must have more. I must consume more.
Okay, no, this is the one that does it in all directions. I mean, maybe the weapon does as well, but...
More feed. More feed.
Okay, so we're still not done with you, huh? We fed you quite a bit of death root. I don't know how you're not dead yet, honestly. It's interesting that the Black Flame and the Beast spells are in the same area. Blood Flame is in the same as Poison, but maybe these are just kind of like base spells. But this is, like, this one was from Moog, right? Blood Flame Talons? I don't really know how they chose to put these two together. These, I guess, are just kind of... They probably didn't have enough incantations, so they was like, sure, we'll put Lord of Blood and Servants of Rot together. Superior incantation taught by Gronk. See, it's... Like, we have other superior ones? Yeah, we have 2 superior ones, and we have 3 regular ones, so there's maybe only one more then. Well, we've also gotten weapons and stuff at some points, so we'll see. Maybe there's like one more superior one and then one more weapon or something like that. Superior incantation taught by Garunk, the Beast Clergyman, creates beast claws that rend surroundings with shock waves. Long ago, Garunk was a beast of such terrifying ferocity that his former name meant Death of the Demigods. So we already knew that. Okay, Cathedral of Dragon Communion. We should have Frost Breath now, which means we're missing, I think, one more dragon spell, which is the Claw. Ritual of Dragon Communion. We have Borealis's Mist. Superior incantation of Dragon Communion channels the power of Borealis, the freezing fog. Transforms caster into a dragon to spew icy breath from above. Charging extends duration. This incantation can be cast while jumping. The ice dragons were once lords of the mountaintops long ago until they were defeated by the fire giants and chased from the peak. So we got Agheel's Flame. Magma Breath's kind of here, so I don't know if there'd be another worm spell at some point, because there's only one worm spell. Smaragd's Glintstone Breath. We got X6 Decay. Got Borealis's Mist. No Claw. And we got Grail's Roar. So we're still looking for a Claw move. Which I feel like is probably going to be in Farum Azula. Makes sense to me. How much does all this cost? 1, 3, 4, 5, 7... 8, 10, 11, 13, 14, 15, 18. If we got one more that costs 2, then it'd get us to 20. We have 20 Dragon Hearts right now. I'm sure that the last one would also give us a Dragon Heart. Alright, so we know what we need to do next. Need to go from here down this way, explore this, and then go to the fort. Then obviously we'll have to run probably this outside of the of the frozen lake. And then I guess I'll kill those lobsters as well. What is this? Because you can kind of see like outlines. Oh, this is across the way. So here's the edge of the map. That's across the way to over there. Oh. Okay, but while we got a chance, let's go back to the round table. Hold on. What levels do these things take? They're Arcane and Faith. Like, the thing we just got, how... They're all 2315, huh? This one's 2817. It's 2416. I feel like this one's gonna be the most expensive. We don't even have enough faith for that. Interesting. Does it not do damage? Does it only do attack power and defense lower? Also important to note though that that one said it was a legendary incantation, so I might need to buy it. I think I'm aware of there being some sort of like dragon transformation as you eat dragon hearts. Something like that. But I don't know if it has a negative. Obviously that Yura guy was talking about how I know, and some lore has also said this, how people who become obsessed with the power of the dragon just become worms, and then they crawl on their bellies or whatever. But I don't know if the game actually has a negative or if it's just a lore negative. Still haven't found another seedbed curse, huh? Nothing with you. Am I sure we don't have a seedbed curse? Can't be positive, actually. But it should be around here. I don't see it anywhere. So I wonder where we're going to find the next one. Or I wonder if I missed one, maybe. Because it seemed like they were all around Lindell. We found, like, the 4 that we got all around Lindell. Then we just stopped finding them.
Greetings, are you here for...
Can we talk to her about Aurelia? No. That's lame. Do I take T-Shop? I'm really debating it. How many... I mean, I was also thinking about somber stuff, but how many could I take to... I can't get any more to +9, huh? I used the last one on Kristoff. Could get another 1 to 8, and then I could get several to +7. We don't have a bell bearing? Huh.
Well, I took you no matter. Lay out your own.
I really want to use this on a character too. I think that'd be fun. I want to like maybe power stance daggers. Maybe this one would be a good match for it. Is there another Faith dagger? This one's Faith, yeah. Could match it with this one for the Scarlet Rot. That'd be pretty good. Or with for Bleed. This one's Faith. The Erdsteel daggers are Faith, but why? They don't actually do a different damage type. It just says they scale off of Faith, and they don't seem to scale very well. That baffles me. Doesn't seem like it actually gets very much out of that. So maybe you'd be better off taking like a different one like this that does bleed and putting Faith scaling on it, like some holy damage or something. Or I wonder if you can put it on that. Hold on. No, you cannot put it on that. You could put it on this, though. It already has a Faith scaling, so what happens if I... Well, you could put Parry on a dagger? Interesting. This would raise the Faith scaling. So we'll give it lightning damage instead. But still be face scaling, but it'd be worse face scaling. Fire damage also worse face scaling. So like what if I put, this is just like a test. Oh, there's only sacred or lightning. They're two different damage types. Interesting. Alright, well. It significantly lowers, like this thing's damage is ridiculously low. But what I was actually going to look at was this new sword that we got. Yeah, it goes off of Sombers. We have lots of 9s. I could do this. Yeah, this thing doesn't... And I don't have the strength for it, obviously. This thing doesn't do frost unless it's buffed, I guess. But it looks so cool. It's a really good looking weapon. Okay, well, I think we're just about done. I am going to do a quick level up, I think. We need like 11.2k. I should have just sold it. Gosh dang. Always forget. We need 18. We'll just say 18.4. 118.4. Just to make the math a little easier. Could do both of those, that would do it. Only start with 2 of these. Alright, another level up incoming. I should also check, I assume the Regal staff upgrades with Sombers? Probably check on it. And then how upgraded is this sword? It's +7. Because we need to make sure we save enough stones to get the staff upgraded, because that's going to be at least moderately important at some point. How do I upgrade our staves? Yeah, they're in this section. And yes, it is somber. Okay. Still need lots of ink. We need 10 more ink. We're working on. I mean, we could use items to buff it, but that's okay. We don't need that. Which AR are we at? 617. Would we have more AR? I mean, this thing's only +4, so it's not really a fair comparison, right? Not that far behind, though. Like 80 behind. You gave it 3 more levels, it might get there. There's so many cool weapons in this game that I want to use. But anyways, I think that's going to do it for this one. Next time we'll have the fort. And if we finish the fort, then we'll be moving on to that area past the giant lake and past that church. But anyways, hopefully you enjoyed this one, and I will see you next time.